Hey everyone, Carlos here from ADifficultTruth. So here we have one of the hottest of hottest takes from these two Fox News bimbos on the gun debate. These guys are literally saying that Democrats are lining up to go into people's homes and just confiscate firearms left and right. Here, let's take a look at the clip here.
This is beyond gun control. What a lot of these Democrats are calling for. They're literally talking about going into homes and taking away guns.
Literally no one in the Democratic Party has said that. No one.
Yeah, I mean, this is like so many things that have happened in this Democratic presidential race. They are going to extremes. And so you now have, for instance, both Cory Booker and Elizabeth Warren calling for federal licensing of guns, meaning law-abiding Americans would have to go in and get fingerprinted and sit for interviews to basically beg for the right to approve to get a gun.
Yeah, that sounds like common sense gun control to me, because if you are a law-abiding citizen, you're gonna have your weapon, you will be approved.
You have folks like, well, most of the field calling for...
I love how she can't even name a single candidate. She can't even point anybody out.
Bans on what they call assault weapons, which are categories of semi-automatic weapons. You have Beto O'Rourke doing exactly as you said, actually saying he is open to mandatory gun buyback, which is a polite way of saying confiscation of entire types of firearms. So this is unlike...
No, just the types of firearms that allow people to kill a lot of people in a short amount of time. Let's not forget, in the Dayton incident, police responded within 30 seconds, and the guy still managed to end the lives of 9 people and hurt dozens of others.
Like anything we've ever seen, most of the Democratic Party ever publicly announced that was their opinion.
Then we have, Kim, what's called the red flag laws, that if there are enough red flags in a person's character or home life or...
Can we just take a moment to look at the graphic behind? We can see just how crazy the stock market is dropping. This must have been one of those days where it tanked, either the 800 point tank or the 600 one. I don't know when this was shot.
Whatever that would restrict them or disallow them from buying guns completely.
Yeah, red flag laws sound like common sense gun control to me. I mean, if you have been convicted of domestic violence, maybe you shouldn't own a gun.
The question here is, who decides what a red flag is? You and I were talking before, wearing a MAGA hat might be considered a red flag for some.
Well, there are serious due process concerns.
Serious.
About most of the red flag laws that are already on the books. And yes, those range from who is allowed to claim that you are potentially a problem to society. When does the judge actually hear your case? Are you allowed to present your own defense? How quickly are you allowed to do so? How long does this last in terms of being on your record?
Okay, that's enough of that. This is a slippery slope fallacy where if we even have a debate about gun control, or at least try to have the conversation of what would these laws do, would all of a sudden lead to Democrats wanting to go into people's houses and, as Varney says, take away people's guns. What a moron. I mean, the fact that these two bimbos are having this conversation is just infuriating, because a lot of people watch Fox, and these two are just attempting to basically shut down the conversation of any kind of common sense gun control. I mean, just even the idea of a debate is just not possible with these guys. And I mean, how many people have to die? How many more mass shootings do we need to have before we do something about this? This is absolutely crazy. It's infuriating. And the fact that these two bimbos have such a large audience on the largest cable news network is just ridiculous. This is just not to be listened to. This is just more nonsensical propaganda to try to shut down the conversation about common sense gun control. I mean, let me remind you, the President of the United States is in favor of background checks, or at least he said he was, and he's also in favor of these red flag laws, and he said that he was going to meet with Republicans and Democrats and see what we can do and try to maybe have a debate on this or discuss this issue. But these two bimbos are trying to shut down the conversation before it even happens. These are not to be listened to. This is just more propaganda from, I guess, the NRA, and it should just be ignored, to be honest. Anyway, guys, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and ring the little bell so that you get notifications when our videos go live for you. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/ADifficultTruth. You can also like us on Facebook at facebook.com/ADifficultTruthOfficial. You can also listen to the podcast at soundcloud.com/ADifficultTruth. And now you can follow us on Twitch at twitch.tv/ADifficultTruth. Come be a part of the conversation in our live streams. I'll leave all the links in the description below, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. See ya!